Long life to you, Thane. I'll take my leave then.
Simply incredible. Incredible. Simply incredible. incredible. Simply incredible. I'm ready when you are. Let's go. My mother must be waiting on the other side of that thing. I'd heard stories about the Soul Cairn, but never thought I'd see it myself. So far, it's about what I imagined. Look at the sky. What kind of place is this? I feel terrible for the dead who end up here for eternity. Seems awful, like they're still suffering.
"1,000 steps, and 1,000 more."
Look at this place. I can't imagine choosing to come here. My mother must have been terrified.
The clouds, the sky, it's all wrong. Everything's wrong.
I knew I heard something. Where'd you come from?
That's the last time I argue with a Dromora.
You'd be wrong. Let's just find my mother and get out of here, quickly.
Please, end this misery. What day is it? What year? What era, even? You must help me find my Arvak. He doesn't deserve to be in a place like this. Arvak, my horse. We came to this horrible place together. We were attacked by monsters, so I told him to run. Please, he's such a loyal creature, and he's been running for so long. You have to save him. A place like this will change you. Arvak? Arvak! Where are you? Arvak, please come back! Come back!
I'd heard stories about the Soul Cairn, but never thought I'd see it myself. So far, it's about what I imagined.
What am I doing here? I don't belong in a place like this.
Well, look what we have here. Someone with flesh on their bones. Let's just say I sold something to a guy who turned out to work for a hole. How in the name of Zenithar was I to know the ingredients were phony? Do I look like someone that would double-cross a necromancer? You got it. Horse, wagon, and all. Plopped here without so much as a word. I used to be one of the best traders in High Rock, you know. How people would track me down just to see what I had for sale. And what exactly are you going to pay me with? Take a look around. Gold doesn't exactly win you any friends around here. I'll tell you what. I appreciate what you're trying to do, so I'll play along. The only thing I see around here in abundance are soul husks. You bring me, say, 25 of them, and you can rummage through what was left on my cart. Odds and ends I've gathered over the years. Well, used to gather, before all of this nonsense happened to me. Tell me what you're looking for, and maybe we can make a deal, if you have the husks. No husks, no sale. Guess you have some scavenging to do.
Mother? Mother!
Maker. It can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it! How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to complete the prophecy our way, not his.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a... Safe? You call bringing her here safe? Has she explained nothing to you? Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you. You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself. When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Auriel and his arcane weapon, Auriel's bow. The 2nd scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon. Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor. Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. If Harkon obtained Auriel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires. And how exactly do you plan on completing the prophecy without the death of my daughter? If you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected. Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plans? You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. You see the tyranny of the sun as your chance at deification. And like Harkon, you won't hesitate to destroy anything that stands in your path. Serana?
Me in the brief time I've known her than you've done in centuries.
How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father!
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Oh, Serana. If you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you too. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me. But for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can. Yes, I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins. You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down. One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat. When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bar. I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, the Ideal Masters unleashed. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay, and unfortunate, since the Keepers weren't able to claim my soul. They had their minions. Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Master. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which will give in. Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternity. What he fails to realize is how much if eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated. I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future. As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer. I know they're mystic entities. Well, some necromancers... I believe there's more to... I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer... Conduits, through which the Ideal Master... The Ideal Master... It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only... The ability to summon powerful undead... However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal
Let's
Masters...
kill those keeper
wind up
things and get
here
back to the prison.
as harvested souls. If you want that scroll, the barrier needs to come down. Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
The sooner we get out of this place, the better. I'm gonna have to kill you. Again! Stay back! Stay back! That'll teach you.
Are you alive? I must be imagining this. Get out while you can. There's no escape.
1,000 steps and 1,000 more.
I knew I heard something. Done and done. Where'd you come from? Stay back! Stay back! Done and done.
Who's? Roda!
Stay back!
Fools, roll! Fools, roll!
Let's kill those keeper things and... back to the prison. Where'd you come from?